Mr. Keshe, are you available
Yeah,
now?
we are here. We can't use the screen share. Something wrong with the connection. So we have to, what do you call it, to work on a different way. It doesn't matter. We carry on as usual. We used to have cameras. Now the screen is nearly 3 years old. This works. Something is wrong with this wire connection. It's a power supply. It doesn't work. In any way, we start from where we left last week in so many cases, and that is to do with the connection and understanding of the what we explained about holographic pictures and the technology which is taking over. Something which is important for all of us to understand is how this thing is and will affect us. There are some problems in this technology. Can you see my screen share?
Yeah, we see the whiteboard now. Can you try to draw it and see if it works okay?
Yeah, but the whiteboard now is not with the hands anymore. It'll be with what we call the arrows. Anyway, we can start and show you things we do. I'm not used to this, but we'll learn. In so many ways, what is important for us to understand is the functionality of the new technologies, and sometimes in world of science we learn from what is system built for one purpose, but if we think of it, it can be used for other purposes. And this what is known as a hologram of the universe, which is they're trying to explain to us, the scientists, that what we see is totally what we see as the universe, and there's a reflection of a what we call a flat surface. If you look at the global shape of the universe as we know, is very much like this, and it has a center line to it. Ooh, I'm getting worse in drawing. So what we know is the global shape is very much like this, and we have a center line, and the central line is very much strengthened in this kind of shapes, and it goes back that way. This shows us, this strength shows us that our universe is in the motion in this direction, because this is where the essence of the original universe, which you split it from, has led it to. And so the thinner line in front of it shows us is trying to go the direction. The tail of it shows where the magnetic field has expanded into and is pushing. In this process, what the holographic people tell us is that if we consider this to be the center line of this other picture, is that nothing what we see is real, and it's a reflection of what is on the surface. In fact, if you think of it, it's the other way around. When you stand on the top of a lake, what do you see? You see the fishes. The picture of the fish on the top is not confirmation of the existence of the fish, because the fish is where it is here. This is how this technology is upside down, what they are trying to tell us. So the flat surface does not exist, as I said last time, but if we stand from a distance, we see a flat surface. We see everything flat. But these people are turning the technology, understanding of the knowledge back to front, and telling us the actual picture is here, we see the reflection, but actually the fish is here. We're standing here, we see the fish on top of the water. This is the image of it. So, but there is a beautiful thing which will come out of this research, even though they're trying to confirm the reverse of the existence, because now they have something to do, and billions and millions of dollars are getting spent on this technology, on this understanding. But this is going to bring us something very beautiful, if you understand what it means. The funding for these projects is amazing. In millions of dollars, billions of dollars is getting spent by universities and everything else. But what is bringing us, and is what I call is a prelude to new technologies which will appear because of the plasma technology. You remember what we said was when we had the Earth and we put satellites. With satellites we start creating GPS. Now, the amount of mapping they are doing on this scale, we are mapping, GPS mapping the whole of the universe. This is just the beginning of it. They started with hundreds of thousands of galaxies. And in this process, they will map up in trying to confirm the existence of flat surface, the whole thing is image. They are doing a great job for the future of the space program. That is mapping up the universe. And in the future, more and more funding will be needed to do this, but what is used now for this new false claim of the universe is flat and what we see is the image of it and there's nothing there. Now it will turn up to be a useful tool. As I said, like the satellites, if you remember, GPS did not exist in the 1990s. Early 1990s, Jewish boy decided to use the obsolete satellites of the what do you call American forces, because with the East and West opening up, there were many satellites hanging up for military which there were no use for. This boy came up with the idea of using them for GPS mapping, and these satellites became now navigation satellites, GPS map satellites for the what we have in our cars. Originally came from military waste of materials which was in space. Now we do the same thing. This waste of knowledge which they have created about this, what we call directional mapping, it will become very useful to us. It will become extremely handy for all of us in mapping the universe globally. What we will see, what we will have, and how we can use it. In so many ways, it is very strange how the scientists, in trying to prove something, will bring us another gift, and how this structure will come to reality in a very short time. In a time to come, we will use this knowledge which is gathered now to be able to find direction, to find position, to be able to map up in the space program, for the spaceship program, where we are, where we will be, where we can go. Because the beauty of it is that we can now literally map up the gravitational magnetic field of every point. And this will give us a huge advantage. This will give us advantage in a way that we can literally decide in this space, in this galaxy, what gravitational magnetic field do we need? What can we use? To what extent we can use this space for what we need, and how we can, from a position in the universe, to decide the position of the map, the place where we want to go. And this will bring us a lot of joy. This will bring a lot of understanding for space scientists, that we can now literally measure the gravitational and the magnetical field forces of a spacecraft. In that process, we will see how we can change positions, how we can add to positions, how we can dictate the speed of the travel, because the speed of the travel from now on is not going by how much fuel we have, is by what strength gravitational magnetic field we decide to travel within. If we decide to take a position of the weaker magnetical and a stronger gravitational, then we'll achieve it. It can be done. Then we'll see how far and how simple we can just move, change magnetical and slightly gravitational. Then you slow down on the approach. You match accordingly exactly the position, gravitational, magnetical, you'll arrive exactly in that position with a speed of magnetical or with the repulsion of gravitational. Because what you do, you reverse your position, your magnetical position with the gravitational position, and in that process you literally break your speed. So this knowledge which is coming up, and that's why I brought it up last week, first of all to show that this fallacy about the flat surface, if you're on a distance you'll see flat, but when you come to it, it has a shape. When we look at this from the Earth to the Sun, the surface of the Sun looks flat, but when we look at it, the shape of it is round. So that gives us a clear indication we are dealing with a sphere. This is our mental understanding of the whole process. So in the coming time we will understand more and more, and as I said, the scientists have started this to prove that the universe is flat, but they're gathering so much knowledge that in the coming time for the spaceship program, this is one of the biggest gifts you'll be given, if you understand how to use it, the way to use it, and how to apply it, and in what shape and form you can apply it. Would it be to our advantage to open up this technology in a very soft way and allow it to be extended, or do we allow this technology to go the way they are planning to do and just trying to satisfy some, what we call, misguided understanding of the whole thing? And it's very interesting how they are adding and adding to this technology, to this understanding of the space of the universe. On the other hand, these things very much will bring a lot of things for the medical applications of the science of the plasma technology. If this knowledge is transferred to the body of the man, then we can pinpoint accuracy, pick up a cell, understanding the strength of the cell to drain the cell or remove a cell. Build on it. If you have a dead cell in the body, using this holographic condition of the body of the man, we can do a lot of things. The expansion on this level at the moment is as infancy, but gradually we will understand more how to use this holographic technology to be able to transfer energy to cells, to remove cells, to remove energy from certain cells which have viruses in the space that are attracting certain fields. And this will be developed in the coming time. I'll start teaching on this because it needs to be understood in full. And we go into the space of understanding of the totality of the knowledge, because this will bring us a lot of insight into not only working of the universe, but the working of the body of the man, and in so many ways